You are letting your perfectionism hold you back again. Your perfectionism holds you back from so much. Have you felt like you never measured up to the standards that were put on you? How fair is it to come up with great ideas and not even start them because you're scared they might not be good? Who says?
It's yours. Whose world is this?
Hello guys, it is your girl Aya and I'm back with another video. Today's video is all about the fact that you are letting your perfectionism hold you back again. How long are you gonna let your perfectionism hold you back, babes? We're not doing that anymore. So let's get to it, because perfectionism is holding you back again. We're done with that. Your perfectionism holds you back from so much. What is perfectionism? Perfectionism is the refusal to accept anything short of the standard of perfection. You set extremely high standards, usually standards you'll never be able to reach. You have an intense fear of making mistakes. You're overly self-critical. You have difficulties making decisions because you're worried about making errors. And usually you'll have anxiety about performances or the outcome. So in order to fix a problem, you have to get to the root of why that problem even got there in the first place. What causes perfectionism? A lot of perfectionism stems from early childhood, like having your parents set unrealistic standards that you could never meet. Your parents wanted you to strive, so you had to make all A's. You even got a B sometimes. It felt like a failure. I personally was typically happy with my A's and B's, but I had some friends who, if they got one B, they were gonna lose their mind. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm kind of happy with that. But if I got anything lower than that, then it was like, I felt like a failure. It could also not necessarily be from your parents. It could be from your teachers placing high standards on you, or your family, or sometimes even your friends. It could also come from societal pressure, feeling like you have to be good enough to fit in, be good enough to be able to hang out with people. You have to be perfect to feel like you could be good enough to hang out with people, the popular kids, whatever it may be. It could also stem from a fear of judgment. A lot of people don't like to be judged. I'd say probably 90% or more of us don't like to be judged. Even if we don't care what people think, a lot of us just don't like to be judged, which is 100% fair. So in fear of being judged, you might say, okay, what can I do to make sure that nobody judges me, or so nobody has anything about me that they can say? When it comes to how your perfectionism started, I have a serious question. Have you felt like you never measured up to the standards that were put on you? If so, that is such a huge reason as to why perfectionism is stopping you in your daily life, because you always felt like you can never reach those standards placed on you. So as a defense mechanism, you don't do anything, because if you don't start what you do or finish what you do, you can't not meet the standards that are put on you. So whatever your reason is for how you became a perfectionist, or why perfectionism is stopping you from doing the things you really want to do, it's not your fault. And remember, you are only a person, and you're only one person. You can only do so much. Release the pressure off of your shoulders, knowing you're doing your best. And why punish yourself if you're doing your best? You gotta be nicer to yourself. And I know it's hard. We're our hardest critic. But if we're not nice to ourselves, then how can we expect anyone else to be nice to us? If you're not nice to yourself, then you're probably allowing people to not be nice to you as well. You deserve to do something simply because you enjoy it, or because you want to, without the fear of not meeting a standard or feeling good enough. You should be able to just do something because you love it, because you enjoy it, and not worry, oh gosh, do I want to finish this? Should I even start it? Is it good enough? You deserve to just enjoy what you want to do. And I have a secret. It's good news. People don't care as much as you think they do. It's a hard fact, and sometimes it's like, dang, ouch, but it's a good fact, and it gives you something to like release, because so many people really don't care as much as you think they do, quite simply because they're so focused on their own life and their own worries and all this other stuff they have going on with themselves. And anyone who's super judgmental, they probably either A, have way too much hand on their time, or B, they're not that happy with themselves. People that are happy with themselves aren't going to take their time to demean people and make other people feel bad. perfectionism stems from my childhood. A few things. My mom always wanted me to do really great in school, and I did really great. Because I did really great, I ended up in this program called AG, which was called Academically Gifted, where, boy, I tell you, when I look back, I cannot believe they put that much pressure on us as kids. The amount of work we had to do. So the program started when I entered the 3rd grade and continued up until middle school, and then when you get to high school, you know, then you get honors and AP. I kid you not, one time I missed a week of school, and I had a stack of papers like this thick to make up. This is the 3rd grade, because I was a sick kid, so I missed a week of school. This thick. And I missed a week of school in high school before. Like this thick. And the amount of pressure that was put on me as a kid to just succeed, and also when you were in AG, you didn't have a choice but to do certain things. You had to join the science fair, or you had to do an end of the year research project, and you had to present it to the principal. And if you made it past that, which I did before, then you have to present it in front of your peers and all these things. It's like, we also just didn't get a choice to, because it was like, because you're smart, you have to do this. And figure it out. I don't care how much homework you have. Like, it's insane to me. I had more homework as a 3rd grader than I did in high school. It was just way too much pressure, and I didn't know how much it was affecting me until I got older, of course. And I haven't realized how much perfectionism has really stopped me from things up until past few years of my life. I get so many ideas, and obviously when I get the ideas, I think they're great, I think they're wonderful, and then so many of them I don't go through with them. My notes app on my phone is full of so many YouTube ideas that are not on my page, and more than half of them is quite literally because I didn't even film them. Yes, part of it might be a time thing, but a big thing is I wonder, well, was the idea good enough, and should I even go through with it? And, you know, just thinking all these things that, like, don't even really matter, you know? Like, it's not that deep. And I'm saying this now, and then I might have to still feel the same feelings, but it's a process, and it's something you work through to get better so you don't have to deal with it anymore. How fair is it to yourself to come up with great ideas and not even start them because you're scared they might not be good? Who says? Your brain, the little thing in the back of your mind that's like, oh, who knows if that's gonna be good? That's not fair to yourself. And also, it's a disservice to the people that you could help by putting that idea out there. Have you thought of that? Not to say it's about anybody else, but really, it's not fair to not even get started. And then sometimes you get started and then you don't even finish it because it's just like, what am I doing? And that's not fair either. Even if you do it and it's not perfect, no one wants to see something perfect anyways. And hear me out when I say that. If you watch a movie, do you want to see a character, it's gonna sound crazy, but do you want to see a character living their best life? No struggles, no plot, like nobody wants to see that movie. It's because nobody wants to see someone living a perfect life. So nobody wants to see something that's perfect. It's okay for there to be mistakes, especially if there's something you're just starting. It's more than okay to have mistakes on something you're just starting. It doesn't need to be perfect. And if you're not doing something or not putting something out there because it's not perfect, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to put anything out because it's never going to be good enough for you. It's never going to be perfect because literally what's perfect? Like, what makes something perfect? It's like there will always be something about something, even the highest grossing movies. There's probably something messed up in it that you didn't even notice. But things don't need to be perfect. It is the flaws and things that make things amazing. Wow, that was very passionate, y'all. And who is truly to say what is good enough? You know, you're able to say, this is good enough, this deserves to be made, this deserves to be done, and I'm gonna do it. Remember, things are only as deep as you make them. If you make it a simple fun project, then it's just a simple fun project. Do your best to just have fun and not take things so seriously. We are literally on a floating rock that spins. Like, we're just a speck in the universe. And to give you a perspective, think about when you see ants. The ants are not aware that you're looking over them. They're not aware of how much more there is because they simply can't see it. It's not in their view. But we see them. And the ants are such a small thing. But to the ants, it's like they're just living their life, their normal life. So think about it like that. The world, the universe is so big, and we should not be worrying about things like this. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying your feelings aren't valid. They're totally valid. I just want to release some stress off of you. Perfectionism will find a way to take the joy from even the little things you do. There's been times recently where I'll find myself scrapbooking, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know, like, I feel like this doesn't really, I don't know, like, I feel like the sticker maybe doesn't look the best here. And stressing about scrapbooking. Scrapbooking is supposed to be fun. But my perfectionism was kicking in. My perfectionism was just kicking in and beating me up. And I was like, bro, I'm letting my perfectionism take the joy from the little things I do. And that's why I felt inspired to make this video. Because you deserve to just enjoy life without worrying, is it good enough? Are you good enough? Is the things you're doing good enough? You are good enough. You're better than good enough. And you deserve to enjoy the things you do. Don't let perfectionism stop your creation. Don't let perfectionism stop your joy. And don't let perfectionism stop you from having fun. I really hope that gave you another perspective on perfectionism. Don't let it beat you up. You are enough and you're amazing. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, give me a little subscribe or like. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Love you. See you in the next video. Bye.
Rodeo and then let her pick up whatever she want. CC Gucci, he gon' take her whatever she